Oh, it feels so good, man. It feels so good. We've been warning everybody about this for years, and everybody's been like, oh no, you people are crazy, you people are just fringe on X, or Twitter, or whatever you want to call it. These people refuse to call it Twitter still. Some of them call it X out of spite because they're like, this isn't Twitter. And you're right, it's not. But everyone's acting like they're surprised. Except for us, who have been watching the whole time and screaming, hey, there are problems. This isn't going to end well. And guess what? It's not ending well for them. And it sucks the people that were on Twitch that are kind of losing their platform right now, but like, you gotta expand your horizons, man. We've been saying this for years also. Let's see what Rev's got to say about this. Broke my headset, by the way. I pulled it off my head and it just went and snapped. So, not wearing my headset for a little while. I'm gonna have to get a new one.
Guys, we're here. So it's arrived. There is an official adpocalypse going on over at Twitch. This is something I talked about a few days ago. I said this was a looming threat of an adpocalypse.
Everybody's been talking about this pretty much ever since Asmongold got banned. When Asmongold got banned, that was it. That was the nail in the coffin.
If they didn't do something to quell fears and concerns about extremist content being hosted on their platform, and here we are. What started as a few people noticing some dips in their ad revenue has now become a site-wide problem where people are reporting that their ad revenue rates are down 90%.
I'm seeing 95% for some people.
As advertisers flee the platform. Now, there's a lot to talk about today and some reaction to what's going on, but let's begin by just talking about what an adpocalypse is, right? There's been several iterations of this on YouTube. Essentially, something controversial happens and advertisers pull out temporarily to get a better deal with the platform. The most probably...
They're just going to keep pulling out of these platforms. They're not going to have any more leftist platforms to go to. They're just going to be stuck with X. And YouTube isn't really a right-wing, but they're better than most for the left-wing social media websites. Mostly because everybody uses it, and the fact that everybody uses it is what keeps it afloat. And if people start leaving in droves, that's not going to be good. It'll probably be a downward spiral for YouTube also, which I think will happen eventually. Everybody's been leaving Twitch for a little while now and going over to Kick. People were making fun of Kick, being like, this is the deplorable platform. This is where disgusting, evil people who commit crimes go to and morons go to. Well, look at Twitch now. What have they been the entire time? Sure, they're not really committing crimes like driving really fast in places where you are not supposed to drive really fast, but calling for violence and propping up terrorism, I would argue, is a million times worse.
A recognizable example of this on YouTube was the Logan Paul controversy from a bunch of years ago where he filmed a corpse in one of his videos. And initially, just like with Twitch here, they didn't handle it very well on YouTube. They only demonetized his video, and then advertisers used that as an opportunity to say, hey, we don't stand for those values, which they don't really stand for anything. They just want to feign outrage to take advantage of the moment. So
they want to maximize their profits. And if they can all get everybody talking about something, that will drive their profits because people are talking about them. That's basically marketing 101.
Say we're pulling our ads, and then a few months later they come back to YouTube or Twitch and they say, hey, we'll give you another chance, just give us a better rate on our ads. And that goes to the benefit of the advertisers, but that has a negative trickle-down effect to content creators who are now going to earn less as a result of that. And on YouTube, this has happened 3, 4, 5 times over again, so it keeps crunching down on content creators over time, but that's another story. So over on Twitch, they're experiencing their first true adpocalypse. Believe it or not, with all the cam girl nonsense going on with Twitch over the years, that's not what is causing this adpocalypse. In fact, you can really boil down everything to a handful or maybe a few.
Yo, I am getting bombarded by ladybugs. There's so many ladybugs in here. What the hell?
Handfuls of people that are really readily identifiable as the results of this recent adpocalypse, because a lot of what they do is far left stuff where they share just straight up extremism in many cases.
And the owner of Twitch has recently been found to be A degenerate gooner. Ladies and gentlemen, please, for the love of God, stop gooning.
You can see the usual suspects like Hassan Piker, Frogan, Denim's TV, Central Committee, people like that. And they're
I like to call her Flogan.
all being enabled by the CEO of Twitch, Dan Clancy, who won't do anything to correct this behavior that people are genuinely outraged by. In the past month alone, we have seen people in this group play literal terrorist propaganda content on their stream, seen them platform literal terrorists. We've seen them say that military veterans deserve to have PTSD. We've seen people say that they're going to abuse the DMCA system to silence people criticizing their stream. We've seen some of these people put out a monetary bounty to game end their opponents on various streaming platforms. And out of all the things I just listed, only one got an actual punishment. And that is something we talked about a few days ago, where Asmongold called out this a streamer by the name of Central Committee got a whopping 3-day ban after saying that he'll give his chat, someone in the chat, $100,000 to game end Destiny. Now, I don't like Destiny, but that's not an excuse to commit literal felonies.
Asmongold's the king of the streamers now. He just is. He is the one true king. It's undeniable. He's unstoppable. Like, how do you cancel somebody who's never done anything? And even if, like, the things that he's done. He stabbed a guy, apparently. You know? Happens. Don't stab people.
On the platform. And then even crazier is they get a 3-day ban. And compare that to the 2-week ban that Asmongold got for his comments about Palestine. A lot of hypocrisy there. And he's attacking Twitch right now and trying to expose them even further for their hypocrisy. But in response to that, of course, taking no responsibility whatsoever, Hassan Piker would then decide to blame Asmongold for everything, because there was a few examples of people like this streamer right here.
Yeah, it is Asmongold's fault, I guess, if you look at it on surface level, because he's the one who brought up the issues, and that is what caused the adpocalypse. But if the adpocalypse was actually Asmongold drawing attention to the actual problems, Asmongold was not the problem. He's just a problem for you and your terrorist adjacent platform.
Losing monetization on their stream because they had tags like Iran for their stream. Now, a lot of people at this time, this is like 2 days ago, they believed the ads being lost on some streams were kind of like rare examples, like maybe some really political streamers and some people using tags like that individual right there. However, it became very clear over the past 24 hours, this is a site-wide problem affecting thousands of streamers. And as you can see here, Asmongold acknowledging this whole situation, saying, the Twitch adpocalypse situation is the result of years of preferential treatment and selective moderation reaching a boiling point in the community. Twitch are the ones who set the tone and rules for the website, and in turn are the ones responsible for this happening. And that is definitely true. This is Twitch's fault. Okay, they have allowed this stuff to fester for so long. Now there's no turning back. In fact,
Jeff Bezos is in his era of hey, we got to change everything because the climate of the United States and the world is changing. So Twitch's got to do something, or they're gonna get the hammer brought down on them. And I think it's coming, probably within the next few days.
In fact, they're trying to scramble and do some band-aids to this giant wound that is Twitch right now, and it's not working. It's too little too late. They've allowed this stuff.
I bet they're just going to start deleting content. I bet that's what they're going to do.
To fester for too long. And the worst part,
because they're stupid,
about all of this is nobody feels sorry for Twitch or Dan Clancy or some of the bad actors involved here. But you have to feel bad for just regular streamers who are suffering as a result of this trickle-down effect, because advertisers are fleeing the platform just because a few bad actors won't get banned. And here's one example. We'll start with a lighter one here. So people are sharing their experience about how much ad revenue they're losing, and it's pretty substantial. So
that's a lot of money. Bro was making a lot of money. What the hell, man? It's like, what? $300,000 a month? I mean, and taxes taken out of that. So like $150,000 a month, unless he's already including taxes, down to $60,000 a month. That's a crazy drop. That's like change your lifestyle kind of drop. Like, does he have anybody that he has to pay? Does he have employees? Maybe. What are his bills like being somebody who makes that much money?
Let's listen to Lacey here.
My ad revenue went from $10,000 plus at some points per day to now like $2,000 a day. So from someone who was making upwards of 5 figures a day, now only making $2,000 a day off ad revenue, something's wrong.
Okay, so a lot of people are probably rolling their eyes when he says he's only making $2,000 a day, but his point is still valid. I mean, you can be a wealthy person and still have issues here, right? Like, he has a valid question to Twitch as to what's happening. Why is...
Like, he's making 20% of what he usually makes.
The lion's share of my ad revenue just disappearing overnight. This is not a political streamer. This is not someone that is controversial in any sort of a significant way. What's going on? Just because he's already making a lot, he still has the right to be upset about...
I bet Asmongold's doing just fine right now. Bet he's doing just fine.
Losing so much ad revenue. But here's a better explanation, a little more transparent too.
I've seen this guy. This is the guy I was talking about with the 95%.
From Stock Guy TV here. He's going to share what's going on with his platform, and it's pretty insane.
My Twitch dashboard for the first time yesterday. My advertising revenue is down 95%. Let me show you. I'm going to show you because I don't give a shit. I'm fucking transparent. Let me show you guys something. Okay? I average about $100 to $200 a day in ad revenue, right? 5 days a week. You're talking about $600-700 a week. You're talking about $2,800 a month. You know, $3,000 a month. I make about $8,000 a month on average, and sometimes $9,000, right? So it's about 40% of my, sometimes 50% of my income. I'm averaging $15. $15 fucking dollars in.
That is going from a mid-tier factory job that usually would be working 6, maybe even 7 days a week. And he was only working 5. But he went from mid-tier factory job down to minimum wage McDonald's job. That's basically what happened here. Overnight.
Are you seeing this? This is the fall off of his ad revenue. Look at this. From up here to literally a flat line.
Ad revenue. I'm disabling ads. I can't disable all of them. Nobody can. They automatically run. But I'm just going to stop fucking anything I have because I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. I don't pay attention to the shit on my platform. I have nothing to...
That's a big problem. You should be paying attention. You should be paying attention. And you should be expanding your horizons. You should be on everything. Don't just put yourself on one thing, because obviously now these people are finding out they should have been listening to this the whole fucking time, because their livelihood is being destroyed for a lot of them, and some of them, they're taking like half of their money's gone. Half of their overall money's just gone overnight.
to do with it. I'm sitting over here in my own little fucking corner, doing my own thing, having a good time.
And that's the most frustrating thing. You have a couple of bad actors who don't care. They don't take any sort of responsibility for anything they're doing. And it's hurting people like this who are just minding their own business and using the platform properly.
Them going like this in this current climate that we're heading through, this MAGA country, boy, woo! They can't survive. Like, mainstream media's failing. They were propping up Twitch and a lot of these people. A lot of the independent media on the left is failing. The disingenuous ones who are liars and who are still lying. There are some that are like, hey, I was lied to this whole time and I didn't know. I'm on your side now. Like Jon Stewart.
And they're the ones who are going to suffer a lot as a result of this adpocalypse. You can see, I mean, it's a ridiculous decrease, right? Like, you can only rely so much on subs. Like, not everyone's going to have $5, $6, $7 a month to keep throwing at you for all of time. So ads are very important, especially for someone who streams full time. And to see it go down 90% overnight, just poof, that's very alarming. And honestly, like, if you're someone who's taking yourself seriously, like, you should already be looking at another platform. Like, it's that bad. But I feel sorry for someone like this who's just minding their own business. They're not aware of the crazy stuff going on with some of these things people are saying that's getting the platform in trouble. They're just minding their own business, but they're the ones feeling the effects of it. And that just, honestly, it sucks. Now, there's a lot of things people are saying. So here's a clip of Mizkif saying that he believes political streamers should just be outright banned on Twitch.
I personally just wish politics were permanently banned off Twitch. I really do.
The problem is you can't do that because they're just gonna say they're not political and, like, this is my lived experience.
I think a lot of stress and a lot of problems will be gone if they're just like, hey, you want to be political? Get off the website. You want to be a political boy? Go to Twitter. Don't do it here anymore.
No, actually, there's enough slop on Twitter, actually. But I hear...
They can't go to Twitter because they would get ratioed and probably banned for promoting terrorism.
What he's saying, but the issue is you can't just punish an entire group of content creators just because of a few people. The issue, again, is with Twitch. If they just properly treated the rules towards people running amok on their platform, they wouldn't have to worry about situations like this. They wouldn't have to worry about an entire category like politics being an issue, because largely it's not an issue, right? Like, most people can have political streams. They can talk about very controversial things. And
a lot of these people think Hassan is cool because he's on the left. They're on the left. And they're not actually paying attention to what he's saying. They just think that he agrees with them because everybody agrees, right? Because we're on the left. We're not crazy. We're not the crazy ones. We're not the ones in the cult. We all agree. You all agree that we're not in a cult?
Still, everyone's okay. No one's sharing things like terrorist propaganda in their streams. But the thing is, like,
yeah, they don't know that's happening because they're not paying attention. And then when people call them out for it, they'll just say, no, I don't see Hassan promoting terrorism. Or like, oh, he didn't know. Or like, oh, these aren't the terrorist ones. Even though they're all waving guns in the air and saying, death to America! Allahu Akbar! Ridiculous.
Like, again, you shouldn't punish the collective for the small number of people causing issues. And on top of that, they are trying to make a politics category, but they failed at that too. So this happened about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, where Twitch was starting to notice a lot of uproar, because this isn't just like a few people on Twitter angry. Like, there's congressmen talking about Twitch right now. Major news sites are talking about the stuff going on here.
Yeah, when the government starts to notice that you're doing bad, and they're evil too, when they start thinking you're doing bad and like, hey, this is a problem. You're gonna cause the dominoes to fall. Stop it. You know it's bad. Twitch is cooked, man. I don't see how they come back from this. Unless they just basically give the platform to Asmongold. Wouldn't that be crazy?
It's a big deal. So they tried, horribly, to make a new content classification label for politics and just like controversial stuff in general. Unfortunately, they failed at doing this because they made it optional. Because they say this: we want to make it clear that you don't need to label your stream if you're talking about your lived experience.
Oh my god. Oh my god, are you serious? These people are fucking insane. Like, how did I know? How did I know? Not pre-watched. Not pre-watched. It's just these morons say the same things all the time because they're in a fucking cult.
Whatever the hell that means. I mean, think about lived experience. It's something like Sweet Baby would write. Is it my lived experience if I watch something on TV? Do I have...
Like, that's exactly what I said. That they're not going to label themselves as political streamers.
Have the authority to talk about it now? Are you going to, like, fact check people if someone's talking about a conflict going on in the world? What's stopping them from just saying, yeah, I live there, or I just moved from there. It's my lived experience. Are they gonna like fact check you on that? Like, it's such a weird standard, but that's the issue. They now are half-assing these new policies to try to slap band-aids on a gushing wound, and it's making things even more confusing and making Twitch once again look like they have no backbone whatsoever. And now we're seeing this series of or set of labels being attached to Twitch, and a lot of it revolves around extremism and anti-Semitism. As you can see here, a congressman, Richie Torres, is going after Twitch and specifically Hassan Piker and why they've allowed him to say all of the crazy stuff he's been saying over the years. This is how far it's going. Now they have this label as an anti-Semitic platform because Dan Clancy can't take care of business and deal with the people making a mockery of his platform, which is struggling, by the way. They need these advertisers so badly. At this point, Twitch still hasn't turned a profit. There's a lot of people who claim that Twitch isn't going to survive another couple of years, and likely at some point Amazon's going to drop.
I don't see them surviving the first couple months of Trump's administration. Even if Trump doesn't do anything, it's just going to be that kind of atmosphere.
Them because it in no way can be beneficial for them to keep Twitch on their payroll, right? And on top of that, we're seeing this new adpocalypse that's going to crush the revenue that they're already relying very heavily on. There's a reason Twitch plays 8 ads at the start of every single stream you click on because they need it that badly. And now the
it costs thousands upon thousands of dollars to run some of these streams. It costs Twitch thousands upon thousands because they got to host it.
Advertisers, their cash cow, are leaving. So what is Twitch going to do? This is a self-created problem. And going off of this whole idea or this image of being an anti-Semitic platform, they're trying to slap a band-aid on that one too, with an update yesterday with their hateful conduct policy, saying starting today, using the term Zionist to attack or demean another individual or group of people on the basis of their...
Banning words ain't it, bro. Banning words ain't it. They'll just replace the word with something else. If you ban a word, they just use a different word that means the same thing, or they'll make up a new one.
Background or religious belief is against our rules. Prohibited example, Zionist name of an animal. Allowed example, Zionist settlers keep encroaching Palestinian borders. Yeah, that's a great standard. That's totally not...
What? Zionist is an insult itself. They call people Zionists who are not Zionists. So leave the word alone and just ban the problems. And there you go.
Confusing and totally going to run very smoothly. Like, again, they're slapping band-aids on things while ignoring the actual solutions right in front of them because they don't like the solutions. Instead, they go with this garbage. And no one's happy. No one likes this. People on all sides have an issue with something involving policies like this, and it's just overall sloppy. They're trying to create more and more rules and new guidelines, and all of them fail to address what's actually going on here. And of course, there's even more to this. So this individual, Dan Saltman, has been going after Twitch very hard for many years, and he was talking with Destiny, and apparently they are deleting his VODs.
Are you fucking insane? I thought that they were going to be deleting their own VODs. Or like forced to delete their own VODs. Like, Twitch is actually deleting VODs. Why not just fucking ban them? Why not ban them? What is the problem here? I know I'm yelling and I seem very angry. I'm not. It's just like I'm kerfuffled. I'm flabbergasted.
Yeah, this is a very strange situation. I don't know how familiar people are, but like, Twitch doesn't go around deleting your VODs for you, and apparently that's what they're doing with people like Hassan Piker.
Referencing right there, not only did... Okay, so first of all, a while back, Hassan went and he fucking deleted all of his VODs, or he didn't delete them. He hid them, right?
Mhm.
And then this one was already hid
As if it
before.
wasn't an
He
act-
mistakenly brought it back afterwards.
Mhm.
Okay, now Twitch deleted it. And you know how you can tell the difference between like when Twitch deletes a VOD and when you as a user delete a VOD or hide a VOD? Twitch deleted this VOD. It is off the servers completely, inaccessible. Okay? So they are losing their fucking mind over this shit at Twitch HQ.
I hope
What? Twitch is done, man. They don't even know how to fix this. They're just there's a fire blazing and they're just kind of throwing bottles of water on it.
That's just like a very weird thing. I've never heard of Twitch taking it upon themselves to essentially shield some of its content creators from getting, well, both parties in trouble in this case. So it's a very weird thing, and just another layer to this that makes things look like a lot more favoritism. I mean, we know there's favoritism in how Twitch applies the rules, but this is just another example of that. And then you have people with the audacity, like Frogan, who have been a big part of the recent outrage surrounding Twitch and their enforcement of TOS, saying, is Twitch okay? Genuinely. Remember, this is the person who said that veterans...
No pity at all for any fucking soldiers. Distress, thank you so much. I will never have any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. U.S. military? Who fucking who? I hope you get PTSD.
I hope she runs out of food and can't pay for food because she gets kicked off of Twitch. Because without the soldiers, you wouldn't be eating that right there. You wouldn't even be on stream. You wouldn't be allowed to be.
Yeah, in case you forgot who she was. But she's now very concerned about Twitch and the adpocalypse. Wow, go figure. But anyways, I think that's going to do it for now. Obviously, a lot of updates involving Twitch and their first real adpocalypse. Again, sucks for the people who are actually using the platform the right way, who are now being punished for the actions of what seems to be a few people with some extremist beliefs and content that they're sharing. But that is the situation for now. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comments section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Mom arrested after 10-year-old son walked to town by himself.
Georgia mother facing
I don't see how Twitch comes back from this. I think they're done. I think this is the end. Finally. All of these companies are collapsing, and we've been saying it for years and years and years, and nobody's been listening. They've been calling us crazy. But here we are. The snowball finally has come to the bottom of the hill.